Alright, got another video. I'm just going to kind of go over it with you instead of showing you, because I already did it because I need two hands to do it, so I couldn't take a video of it. So this is how to line up the timing chains without using cam locks, because some dirty asshole stole our cam locks. So the first thing you do, you've got the camshafts are resting pretty close to where they're supposed to be lined up when you torque the head down, so you don't have to turn them. You rest the chain with this link lining up on this camshaft, and then you just really set the chain anywhere on here. Don't worry about lining that up yet. And then you get the chain around the crankshaft on the bottom, and you just let it hang loose. Hang on, let me get a flashlight so I can show you. So then you let the chain is coming down right here. So you let it hang down loose around the crankshaft, and then you slide the right side rail up into place, which pretty much pinches it against that right side camshaft, the intake camshaft. And then you line it up. You've got, where is it? You got a link right here with a mark on it, and it lines up with that little triangle right there. So you get that one set on there, and then above the crankshaft you're gonna pinch it tight so that the link stays on the crankshaft where it's supposed to stay. And then you take a wrench and you turn this crankshaft until the right side of the chain is tight, so that you now have the intake camshaft and the crankshaft lined up, okay? And don't worry about turning it without turning the camshafts. You can actually turn it a good amount before the valves start interfering with the pistons. As long as you don't go more than 90 degrees, you'll be all right. But anyways, so now the chain's tight against the bottom of the sprocket here, so you got that lined up. And you're gonna wanna take this side, which has slack on it, and pull it towards the right side of the chain. At that point, you come up here and you grab the chain and lift it off this camshaft so that the slack is all above this, and you turn this camshaft until the paint mark lines up with the timing mark. And once that happens, you then double check that your crankshaft is still lined up where it's supposed to be under here, while kind of, keeping your fingers on the chain to kind of keep it tensioned, because now you have everything lined up. And then you're going to slide the left side rail, which is right here, up into place, which will also help you hold tension on it, because you're going to be pushing on the chain while you're sliding it up there. And you're going to put that bolt down there into place to hold the rail in. And then, while again pushing on that left side rail to keep tension on it, you just, go over here. Okay, that's lined up. That's lined up. You look under there. Yep, that's lined up. And then there was, that's the tensioner right there. There was a lock on it, and once I was sure everything was lined up and that the only slack that there would be on this side of the chain, on the tension side. That's where you want the slack to end up after you've lined everything up. You want everything else to be nice and tight, then you let the tensioner out so it pushes the slack in. And basically what you're going to do here after that, you're going to turn it back to top dead center. So you're going to want to turn the crankshaft 2 times to get it back to where it's supposed to be. You're going to line this mark up with the cylinder head cover mark right there. Same thing on the other side, just to make sure that the cams are the right distance from each other. And then the only way to tell if the crank is top dead center without putting the cover back on is actually right there, right about there on the sprocket. It's right here on the sprocket. There's a flat spot behind this bolt that's holding the sprocket on, and that flat spot should be running parallel with where the pistons are inside the engine, so it should be straight up and down. If you measure from the center of that flat spot, you know, and just draw a straight line out through the bolt, it should be parallel. That line that you cross section through the bolt should line up with where the pan meets the bottom of the engine block. So that's how you do that. It's generally a lot easier when you got the camshaft locks, but like I said, someone who worked here was an asshole and stole them. So there's that. See ya.